Julius living to see another chapter is something I did not have in my bingo card. If you watched my last review, I thought it was over. I thought my man was just finished. But a few surprising events within the chapter have happened, and I really do want to talk about the whole side effects and everyone getting stronger because of Shen Wulong here, because this is a topic that I've covered before. I think maybe 3 months back. I think it's more than just Shen Wulong. I just think the whole verse has been getting stronger, and the time that we noticed that everyone was getting much stronger than where we previously had them was when Setsuna was going high diff against Nico. But let's focus on the chapter itself, cause man, it is impressive what Julius is doing here. Even though I still think he's gonna lose, nevertheless, he has avoided the jobber ending. The chapter starts off with a man on top of a mountain here, with Jan basically monologuing about how whenever a person reaches the top of the mountain, or at least the top of the highest mountain, he doesn't really seek a higher mountain because there's really no higher mountain to find. But if this person who is a mountain climber finds an even higher mountain than the highest mountain, then of course he would probably try to challenge himself again, which would result in him at least pushing himself to achieve greater heights. This is a concept that Jan uses to sort of illustrate what's happening here with Kano Agito, and it's also the very same idea behind Julius at the end of the chapter. I know I'm sort of talking about the end of the chapter here a lot, but it's the type of chapter where you need to get this idea that, well, greater goals means that there'll be people who will be trying to basically achieve those goals and pushing themselves to do so. And that is exactly what has happened with the Kengan verse, or at least most of the Kengan verse and Shen Wulong. Because now everyone knows Shen Wulong exists, it sort of had a double effect, because Yan had intended to use Shen Wulong as a scaring tactic to the Kengan Association, but the after effects of that is that now everyone is trying to achieve a similar level of power that Shen Wulong has, and everyone is just getting much more stronger here. And that is the explanation as to why Agito is just so much stronger than what everyone else had expected him to be, because ultimately he was much stronger, and he is just wailing on Julius at this point in the fight. Like, it is looking pretty bad for Julius, and Yamashita notices that Agito is striking at very specific areas in Julius's body, particularly the seams. I don't know what the seams are, but it might be certain gaps within Julius's muscles to sort of penetrate through the muscles themselves. And Agito, he's impressed at this feat because of course it would take a lot of focus, but it means that he has the time to essentially do that to Julius because he's just that much stronger than Julius. Because I'm assuming, because of Yamashita's reaction, that if things were more or less even, Agito wouldn't have the privilege of actually doing that. However, Julius tries to attack, but unfortunately Agito dodges and lands a strong right to Julius's face again. He sends him reeling back, and it is looking bad here because he is outright staggered. And in this state, Agito, he takes the opportunity, and I think this is a new move called Dragon's Vein. I don't think we've seen Agito use this move before, and you see Okubo and Justin, they're just stunned at seeing this new move, and it seems like Julius is actually about to go down for the count here, but he manages to go for a tackle at the last second, so Agito's guard is a little bit down. It could be that Julius was actually planning to try to get close to Agito this way, because we know Julius, even though he is a meathead, he is pretty smart. But Agito, he can sort of react to this and hits Julius in the face with an elbow. But this is where things get very interesting, or specifically the tables turn against Agito for the very first time in this fight, because Julius, he tanks Agito's elbow to the face here, and because of that, he manages to basically get Agito into a sort of bear hug. Now, Agito is still struggling here, but again, this is a very important moment because Yan is like, oh yeah, this is having a sort of infectious spreading, and this is, he's talking about the side effects and people getting stronger because of Shen Wulong. Julius seems to be having some side effects to Agito here and has been getting stronger, or is right now getting stronger. With Agito being in a really bad position here, he has to struggle to break out of the bear hug, otherwise it is probably over for Agito. And again, I do want to emphasize how important this moment is, because Julius, so far in the fight, has not been able to do anything substantial to Agito until this moment. And the reason he is able to do something is because he has specifically become stronger here, thanks to basically experiencing Agito's new level of strength. And so Yan explains this in terms of how in the 100-meter dashes there used to be a 10-second time barrier of sorts, but when the first person managed to basically achieve the 10-second barrier, meaning finishing the race in 10 seconds, many people started following afterwards. And so we sort of had this entire scenario with Agito trying to basically catch up to Wulong and Julius trying to catch up to Agito, and all of them just becoming stronger here. Basically it's a Zenkai boost from Dragon Balls. That's the easiest way to put it. But ultimately the Zenkai boost is not enough to take Agito down because he manages to break free from the bear hug. But Julius is now confident that he's basically reached Agito's level, and Agito says he'll just have to go beyond to the next level basically, and that this fight is ending pretty soon. So I'm guessing the last chapter is going to be the last we're gonna see of this fight. And again, my money is still on Agito here, but the fact that Julius is getting stronger in real time is pretty impressive. But yeah, that's the video. Don't forget to like and sub, and until next time, take it easy.